Okay, so I've been thinking about this stray cat that we take care of and how often I can compare our helping him to what it's like for me as a new Christian in different church environments. You know, because we got our 2 indoor cats, and then they have lived here forever, and they don't even realize how good they have it, right? They're in the house 24/7, being fed nonstop and being loved up like constantly, and almost to the point where they take it for granted. They don't even realize how blessed they are, our 2 indoor cats, right? And then, but we love them. But they're so blessed. They're so blessed, they don't even realize it. And then we've got this outdoor cat, the total feral cat, who is now turning into an actual real indoor cat. He's like transitioning. And this cat has come a long way from being so feral that he's afraid of humans to snuggling with us every day, But the process of like getting this cat to successfully be incorporated into the house with the other 2 cats is like so time consuming and exhausting. It just is so hard. Currently we're at the stage where he comes in and he'll be in here for a while, but we always have to keep everyone separated. So the outdoor cat has to usually be in a different room than the indoor cats so that there's not a cat fight, right? And it's not that he's super aggressive or that they're super aggressive. Like literally our 2 indoor cats, they don't want to fight, right? If anything, they're afraid of him. Like, what are you doing here? And the outdoor cat is also not aggressive. He's not a fighter. When you compare that outdoor cat to the other outdoor cats, he's really weak and timid and never wants to fight. He's such a lover, he's the sweetest outdoor cat ever, but yet he does know how to fight. He's extremely strong. Like if you take him to the vet, it's like the humans can barely get him where they need him to go because he's that strong. His muscles are so strong from this lifestyle that he's lived outside. And yet you bring him inside here and he understands that this isn't quite his home. This is the other cat's home, and he's afraid. So we've gotten to the point where the indoor cats are more used to him, and now they're curious. Like they want to maybe get real close and sniff him and snuggle or like lick his ears, and they want to like be friends now. They've adjusted quicker than he has. If they get too close to him, he will cry. He'll whimper. He'll cry because he gets so scared. He's used to the fight of being outside that he's not used to the other outdoor cats trying to like love on him, right? So he'll just cry. And so then their instinct, like when he's afraid, would be to fight, right? To protect himself. And so again, frequently we have to like do this like exposure therapy where the cats are all in the same room. Maybe they're all eating or something. And like a human is like with all of each of them, and just petting them and keeping them calm and keeping them still and not allowing them to interact with each other. But it's just where they get to have this exposure therapy. Everyone sits on a different chair and we're going to all be in the room together so you guys can start to understand that nobody is attacking anybody else and you're going to all be okay. Because we don't want a cat fight. And so it just reminds me of like being like the new Christian, being exposed to the lifetime Christians, because our experiences are so different and we're always looking from like our own lens, right? So like, I don't know. I'm always comparing these cats to like my journey as a Christian. And then also what I think about too is how the different churches are like, some churches might be like a hospital, right? They're like super massive, big, like a hospital should be. And they are very skilled in dealing with people who need a hospital. They're experts at things that require medical care. And then other churches are like homes where you have like people, like a community of people like in their little home doing life together. But that's not where you're going to go to seek medical care, right? And so it's a different way of like doing Christianity. Not everyone who's a Christian needs a hospital, and not everyone who is a Christian is ready for a home, But sometimes you've been in the hospital for a while, and then you're like, you need a home. It's time to leave the hospital, and yet you don't fit into the homes anywhere. You literally are an outsider to these people who they've lived in a home their whole life and have never been in a hospital ever, right? And so it's like, it's not an easy transition. It's almost like when you get out of jail, you need like a group home. You need like this transitional housing, you need to like have some outpatient therapy for a while where you can like visit the home, but you still go back to the hospital on the weekends. Or, you need like transitional housing where you can like leave the hospital, go to the place with the other people who have been in the hospital but are getting ready for a home. There's not a lot of support in the Christian realm for like people at that stage. So it can be very like, how do I navigate this? I don't even know how. Like, it's difficult, right? So that's the kind of stuff that I've been going through lately. And I don't know how to explain it unless you've lived through it. And then I was thinking today is Good Friday, and I know I've been overly focused on my fear of man versus fear of God. And, I always tell myself, it's literally Good Friday. Jesus was not hanging up on the cross, having anxiety or, about how the people thought wrongly of him. Jesus, right, was just fully surrendered, doing God's will. And there's that element of like dying to yourself and taking up your cross and like suffering with Christ and being more focused on serving God than like, there shouldn't be this worry about the fear of man, right? So it just shows like the state of my heart where it's like, I do have still a considerable amount of like fear of man overrides fear of God, which is horrible. Like, I admit that that's not the way it's supposed to be, but I'm working on it. I'm aware of it. And then I also am really focusing on trying to remind myself like about the mutual misunderstandings. Like, when I think about these indoor cats, the indoor cats are not understanding this world that the outdoor cat came from. They just can't relate. They can only compare it to things that they know. And the outdoor cat does not understand the world that these indoor cats are living in and can't relate. And he can only move forward as someone who has lived with his life, and they're very, very different. And eventually all these three cats will become friends and snuggle up on the couch together, and there's not going to be any fights. But we are not there yet. And in the meantime, they have such different needs too. So it's like, not to keep jumping back and forth to this cat story, but like the outdoor cat, he has official kitty aids, like whatever it's called, FIV or something. It's not HIV. It's like FIV, I think, feline immuno, whatever. But from some fight, he got in some fight, and he got official kitty aids. So if he fights too aggressively with our cats, they can catch kitty aids from him. Now, we don't want that, obviously. We're trying to protect the indoor cats from getting kitty aids from the outdoor cat who's now inside a lot, who does have kitty aids. And yet, we don't want to reject him and not give him the love he needs and the care he needs. Like, we've been taking this cat to the vet, but his needs are different. Like, the vet was like, yeah, there might come a day when we have to pull his teeth out because his gums will get like the bacteria and the plaque and everything from like having cavities or whatever. Like, it makes them where his immune system can't handle that in the same way. So instead of having his teeth hurt all the time, sometimes what they just do is they just pull their teeth out. And then they have like wet food. They eat just wet food all the time. They don't have like dry food. And that's one of the ways that they help these cats with the kitty aids. So it's like that's how he has different needs from the fact that he grew up outside than our indoor cats, who they'll hopefully never have those same issues to heal from or to work through, right? Because they have been blessed with being indoor cats their whole lives. So it's just, I think about this stuff all the time. But anyway, are you going to work? Okay. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll talk to you later.